Planning, Achievements and Failures. India embarked upon the program of planned economic development with the launching of the first 5-year plan in April 1951. The first 5-year plan was preceded by the Industrial Policy Resolution of 1948, which initiated regulated development of some key sectors of the economy. The directive principles of state policy of the Indian Constitution defined broad objectives of socio-economic policy. The Constitution assured the right of citizens the adequate means of livelihood. Planning Commission was set up in March 1950 to oversee coordinated developmental planning. What is planning? Economic planning is defined as A. Coordination of goals involving allocation and prioritization of goals selected, and B. Coordination of the resources to be employed to achieve these goals in specific time span. Planning, therefore, is a strategy and mechanism of coordination, economic decision through rational and centralized control of the economy so that all the set objectives are achieved in definite time frame. General objectives. Improving standard of living of the people is the primary objective of planning in a country, whether developed or underdeveloped. The basic objectives of the planning in India can be summed up as follows. To improve national income and raise the standard of living in the country. 2. To attain rapid industrialization with emphasis on basic and heavy industries. C. Generation and expansion of employment opportunities. D. Distributional justice through reduction in inequalities in income and wealth. Planning in India is based on the tenets incorporated in the directive principles of state policy of the Indian Constitution. The essence is reflected in the phase socialistic pattern society. It implies that major decisions regarding production, distribution, consumption and investment should be based upon the social benefit and public interest at large, rather than private profit and personal benefit. Indian planning has been operating within the broad approach mentioned above. Through obtained specific priorities are set in each 5-year plan depending on the objectives set for the particular period. 8 5-year plans are completed since the first 5-year plan in 1950 to 51, and now we are currently in the 9th 5-year plan period. Strategies. As discussed above, each plan has a specific objective and a particular strategy. The strategies of various plans so far are briefly reviewed below. The first 5-year plan 1951 to 56 set agriculture as its priority to achieve immediate self-sufficiency in food production at the earliest possible time. Balanced development and steady national income was also emphasized in the plan. The second 5-year plan 1956 to 61 gave priority to industry and particularly the heavy industry sector. Large investments were made by the government and a strong public sector is to be built up. Self-reliance was declared as the main objective in the third 5-year plan 1961 to 66. The third plan also gave priority to agriculture. The years of 66 to 67, 67 to 68 and 68 to 69 had 3 annual plans, and 5-year plans had not been formulated due to wars with China and Pakistan in 1962 and 65 respectively. The fourth 5-year plan 69 to 74 had removal of poverty, Garibi Hatao, and growth justice as its main objectives. Removal of poverty and attainment of self-reliance continued as the main objectives in the fifth 5-year plan 1974 to 79 as well. However, this plan was terminated in 78 by the Janata government. Sixth 5-year plan was introduced twice, once as 78-83 and the second time as 80-85. The emphasis remained the same as that of the fifth plan. The seventh 5-year plan emphasized food production, employment and productivity as main objectives. The eighth 5-year plan 92 to 97 was preceded by 2 annual plans in 90 to 91 and 91 to 92 due to instability and changing governments at the center. The main objectives of 8th plan are 1. Employment generation, 2. Control of population, 3. Universal elementary education, 4. Drinking water, and 5. Strengthening of infrastructure sectors. The ninth five-year plan in 97 to 2002, the total plan outlay is like to be increased to 875,000 crores. A target growth rate of 7% is also proposed to be set as the objective during ninth plan. Planning and agriculture. The first plan, 1950-51 to 55-56, gave utmost priority to agriculture. Important achievements and failures. India has attained self-sufficiency in almost all basic and capital goods industries, particularly in heavy machinery, electrical equipment and the like. A major and systematic contribution in building up basic and capital goods industries is made by the public sector in the initial stages of industrialization. There is a considerable rise in the net domestic product in the country. Since planning has begun, the rise in saving and investment, near self-sufficiency in food grain production, and a good deal of diversification in industrial structure are some of the important achievements in the economy. Other important achievements are growth of strong public sector leading to self-sufficiency in basic, capital and consumer good industries. Creation of significant infrastructure, particularly transport, irrigation and telecommunications. Development of huge educational sector and significant growth in trained scientific and technical manpower. Important failures are persistence of poverty and unemployment at significant levels. Failure in achieving reduction in income inequalities and distributive justice. Continuance of unequal land ownership and inadequacy of land reforms.